And just like that, we're back again with another update on XRP. Shout out to the XRP family for showing a lot of love day in, day out. Let's waste no more time and talk about what's happening. Going into Tuesday morning, we actually did see the market pushing towards the upside. But again, do expect a little bit of volatility. We're obviously coming out of a weekend, but Bitcoin was able to make its way back up to 110,000. We came very close to 111. But as of now, slowly but surely, market pushing back towards the upside, but we need to look for more confirmations. XRP's priced right now up about 0.1% in USD comparative currency, sitting at $2.79, down about 0.5% in Bitcoin comparative valuation, pretty much sitting where we were last night, 166 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about 7 billion. As always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrencies. So, Trump's crypto advisor, David Bailey, says the only reason we're not at $150,000 right now is two massive whales. Once they're slain, one down, one halfway there, up only. So he's pretty much projecting that, the price is being, controlled by two whales. So pretty much one is a whale and one is a bear. Kind of having a little bit of a battle. But I personally think, they're not just dealing with whales. They're dealing with major institutions. I think that's the proper word to put in terms of that. But do let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. Moving forward, of course, World Liberty Coin. This is a huge announcement, of course, for the crypto space. And I think a lot of liquidity did shift into this project, into the anticipation that, this was tradable. And, of course, I'm sure you guys know what this is. It's like a DeFi platform that has been co-founded by, Donald Trump and his family. But you can see, World Liberty Coin has completed initial listing on multiple exchanges and Tier 1 listing as well on multiple coins. And that's something that we need to keep in mind. Do let me know your thoughts on that. But UAE real estate giant REK Properties will start accepting payments in crypto, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether USDT for international property transactions. Why do you think they're doing this? Do you think these guys are just clueless at this point for accepting these assets because they understand long-term value on these coins most likely, and that's why they are coming full board, into accepting this. This is not the first news that we're hearing. We've heard, this type of news before as well, but you can really see how this is starting to become a norm. I think 5 years down the road, we're going to see this so normal that it's not even going to be a shock at this point. Right now, yes, we hear this, and, this announcement still kind of gives us that cake feeling, but I think in the next, 5 years time frame, it's going to become such a norm that we're going to be like, whatever, we'll just shrug it at that point. But again, worthwhile noting. And the Ripple and SEC lawsuit has finally been concluded on August 7, 2025, with both parties dropping appeal, giving XRP a definite, legal clarity as not a security when sold on public exchanges. And I'm sure you guys know that big milestone. But take a look at this timeline. And let me know what your thoughts are on this. October is looking to be a big month for XRP based off of this, and we've shared that on the channel before. September 17th is the FOMC meeting. Of course, that's when the rate cut is subject to happen, most likely, as far as, the probability is concerned. Around 85% as of now. So look at the timeline, though. Rate cut happens, we go into October, and XRP Spot ETF final decisions dates from 18th to 2025, and most likely a lot of projection that this is the month, that sweet spot where we do see that, that ETF going live. And if that goes live, I think we're going to see a lot of excitement. But I think leading into the month of October, we're going to see already excitement showing based off of what the dominance is doing. Dominance still sitting quite low, but look at the timeline, as we are going to end quarter 3 this month, of course, and then going into quarter 4, I think we're aligned for a great quarter 4. You could see, potential ETF, approval in October, and then the Ripple Swell Conference, from November 4th to 5th, where we have some big, giants from the traditional market space that will be also attending and actually speaking at that conference. So, a big timeline. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think October will be the time where we do see that rate cut? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But Ripple CBDC platform stands out for its ability to provide central banks, financial institutions, and governments with holistic and end-to-end Solutions. The company is currently conducting 5 pilot programs with the different countries' governments and central banks. And of course, this was from this article here that kind of goes over the beauty of a Ripple CBDC platform and how it stands out. So we're seeing some big eyes on Ripple. People tend to forget that, but again, these types of things can really give us a little bit of a better perspective. But take a look at this. XRP's chalked out a spinning bottom candlestick pattern on Monday, which occurs when prices swing back and forth in a broad range, but end of the day near the opening price. End of the day near the opening price. The shadows representing the intraday high and low indicate that both buyers and sellers were active, but neither side could gain a dominant position. So, when the pattern appears after a notable price drop at a key support, as in XRP's case, it signals the selling pressure may be waning and buyers are stepping in to defend the price. As seen on the daily chart, XRP spinning bottom has appeared following a 25% pullback from July's peak at $3.65 at a key support level near the August 3rd lows, a point where the market previously rebounded sharply. And we know about these levels, guys. I'm kind of taking this from a different person's perspective, but we know about this. The August 2nd low, not August 3rd, August 2nd low, we did see the price drop below it, but we have reclaimed as of now above that key range. So are we in for, a bounce? I've been saying day in, day out to you guys that, we're seeing XRP consolidating really nicely. The price of XRP, retraced 25% due to the fact that, the broader market saw a retracement. People forget that, but that's not something that we want to be forgetting when we're analyzing these prices. XRP's spinning bottom does not guarantee an immediate bullish move, but it acts as an early warning of a potential bullish trend reversal. Technical analysts and traders typically look for confirmations. Yes, on our channel, we always are looking for confirmations from subsequent price action, such as a bullish candle closing above the spinning bottom high. Very, very interesting, put together article here. But remember what Raoul Powell says, crypto is still being adopted at twice the speed of the internet, from 5 million IP addresses versus 5 million wallets, very like for like. And that really tells you, we are booming in terms of the adoption. And I think it's still very, very early in terms of, the adoption side. But let's take a look at, what's happening with the price. As far as the dominance is concerned, we did wick up to 58.66%. Have seen a little bit of a pullback since then because Bitcoin did bounce back above 110,000. You can see this for yourself, currently sitting at $110,300. Good to see so far, but again, not out of the woods just yet. I did indicate this in my Chronos update. We are in this downward trajectory for Bitcoin since its all-time high, but so far, the 23.6 neckline has been a major support, something we've been talking about time in, time out. You can see this for yourself, retested right at the neckline a few different times, and that has been a big confirmation for us. But as far as XRP price is concerned, $2.81 going into Tuesday morning. Amazing bounce there right now that we're seeing, pretty much back to where we want to see the price of XRP at. Obviously, some resistance coming in our way, but you want to see this resistance breaking out. If it's able to do that, I personally project that XRP could push up to $2.91, reclaim $3 much quicker than a lot of people realize. Let's not forget that this consolidation phase that we're in, still in the 23.6 fib zone. Bitcoin already retesting the 23.6 support line, yet we're still seeing the price holding within the 23.6, and still in terms of the 23.6, we still have about an 8% pullback to occur, and it's also thanks to the dominance. Everything is adding up here. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about what I've shared with you guys. Love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for all your support, and I'll see you later from CryptoZX, and peace out. A leak may have just shown the way forward for money, and XRP is a big part of it. Someone inside the European Central Bank has come forward with documents that show the bank's secret plan for the digital euro. This is one of the most shocking events in the history of crypto and digital banking. But it's not just the plan that's shocking, it's also the technology that makes it possible. The ECB is not making its own blockchain, according to the report that got out. Instead, it has chosen the XRP ledger as the foundation for its central bank's digital currency infrastructure. The internal modeling goes even further and shows that XRP would need to be worth at least $50,000 per token for the system to work at the level needed for a European-wide rollout. That's not just a guess. The ECB's own statistics shows that it's a requirement for doing business. That being said, what does this mean for investors, regulators, Europe, and the whole world's banking system? In the next hour, we'll take that apart. The reason for this leak isn't just a story, it's a major change in the way blockchain is used and adopted. First, let's talk about the picture that was leaked. The ECB's formal seal is on the memo, which describes a set of technical assessments that compare different layers of infrastructure for the digital euro. You could work on it yourself, use a secret permissioned ledger, or connect it to a public decentralized blockchain. According to reports, the team did some math and stress tests and came to the conclusion that the XRP ledger was the only system that could handle instant, safe, high-volume transfers across borders on a large scale. Let's take a moment to think about how big that remark is. This isn't a new business, it's not a think tank. The European Central Bank, which is in charge of the money supply in more than 20 countries, has decided that Lee's technology is the best way to build the future of their currency. The person who told the truth said that the reasons were clear. The XRP ledger is quick, flexible, safe, open, and already works with a huge number of banks and other financial institutions around the world. XRP has shown consistent performance under load, making it the most reasonable choice. Bitcoin and Ethereum, on the other hand, have had problems with congestion, high fees, and wasteful energy use. But what really got everyone's attention was a line that was hidden deep in the writing about liquidity modeling. This isn't a forecast was written on it. This isn't the ECB guessing what prices will be in the future. According to this agency, a digital euro must have a circulating liquidity of at least $50,000 per token in order to be fully used in retail, business, and interbank transactions. The reason is easy to understand. You can only get so much XRP. The only way to make it work as a currency across the whole continent is for each ticket to be worth more. When there is more liquidity per token, each transaction needs fewer tokens. This speeds up the system and keeps it from getting slowed down by too much supply-side pressure. Let's talk about why this valuation makes sense and, to be honest, is even important. The most XRP that can ever be made is 100 billion, but a lot less than that is truly in circulation because of escrow, lost keys, and long-term holding. If Europe's banking system used XRP to handle trillions of euros worth of transactions every day, it would need token with a very high value density. This is a lot like how gold worked in the early days of money. Good value in small amounts that let big amounts flow. In this case, XRP turns into a digital reserve currency. It is not only a settlement token for niche lanes, but also the foundation for a fully fledged digital currency. It's important to keep in mind that the ECB's choice here seems to be based on facts, not beliefs. Many leaders and organizations are still arguing about whether or not cryptocurrencies should be legal. In the meantime, Europe is quietly getting ready to use one to power their economy in the future. There is no need to start from scratch when the XRP ledger already exists, works, and is connected to traditional banking. Time is also a very important factor. Europe needs an answer right away. The digital yuan from China is already live and is becoming more popular in Asia and Africa. In the US, on the other hand, lawmakers still can't agree on how to regulate cryptography. Europe, on the other hand, is quietly putting together the pieces it needs to get ahead of both of them and win the top spot in digital finance. What does this mean for most people who own XRP? Well, this means that the things you've been guessing about for years, that XRP will be used in real-world banks, that it will be used in sovereign digital currencies, and that its value will skyrocket, are not only supported by institutions but could soon be supported by the law. A $50,000 XRP may seem crazy to the normal investor, but it's just math to the people who are planning Europe's financial future. You need it for the system to work. And when the major media report on this, FOMO will reach a level that has never been seen before in this market. So the result, excuse the pun, will be felt all over the world. People in other countries aren't going to do nothing while Europe changes its currency system to one that is faster, cheaper, and more efficient. The UK, Canada, Australia, and finally the US will feel more pressure to adopt similar technology once the ECB makes its partnership with XRP official. If they don't, they will risk falling behind. The tiles will fall quickly. The value of XRP will always go up, but not because it is a speculative asset. It will go up because it is an important tool for global banking. That being said, none of this is real. Still, There's no proof that the ECB knew about the leak, but sometimes silence is important. The whistleblower said that the ECB won't make any announcements until after the European Parliament elections. This is because the new government could support a more blockchain-friendly alliance. After the elections are over, the digital euro plan will be made public, along with XRP's part in building that infrastructure. So, what should you do for now? First, understand how important this moment is. This isn't just another rumor about relationships or use cases that haven't been proven. This is a well-thought-out plan to use XRP on a huge scale, something that no other cryptocurrency has even come close to doing. Second, plan ahead for the long term. You won't just flip this over twice quickly. This is about setting yourself up for generations of wealth. This could mean that XRP will be the most valuable digital asset ever if the $50,000 price target is even slightly correct and based on operational modeling. Lastly, stay up to date. Keep an eye on what's going on in European politics, read what the ECB says, and look close at what the financial regulators are doing behind the scenes, because the news will come out of the blue and the window of chance will close quickly. In conclusion, this leak is the most reliable, thorough, and institutionally important case for the usefulness of XRP that has ever been made public. It's no longer a dream to have $50,000 in XRP. One of the world's largest and most powerful financial companies has used math to show that it might be necessary. Once the XRP ledger is used to build the digital euro, we won't just be looking at another altcoin. We'll be looking at the base of Europe's digital banking system. The rest of the world will follow soon after. Get ready. Nota bene, please keep in mind that I'm not a qualified financial manager. The information in these movies is only meant to be entertaining. Before making any financial decisions, I always tell my viewers to do their own study and talk to professionals. Thanks for listening. Do not forget to hit the follow button and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Also, make sure the alerts are on so you know right away when I post something new. In the next movie, I can't wait to catch up with you. Be careful.